I've made some bad choices. This is going to be really controversial. I just know it is. How much do I like this? It really shouldn't have been low, should it? Please don't come after me with pitchforks, because my hand was forced. Whenever I spot a book in the bookstore, there are two things that I do. One, I give those pages a good old sniff, because, you know, it's addictive. And two, I check out the first line to see if it can keep me reading. I thought I was alone in this until I saw the folks over at Two to Ramble had done a tier list on the first line in fantasy books. Then I had an excellent idea. Why don't I make my own, but with a twist? In this chest, I've got the first lines of Goodreads top 20 fantasy books. I will be drawing them out and ranking them, but with limited spaces. There will be 4 slots in A and B tier and only 2 in S tier. And when something has been placed, it can't be moved. This means I've got to get it right the first time, or else I've buggered up the list. Let's get started, shall we? The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. Lyra and her daemon moved through the darkening hall, taking care to keep outside, out of sight of the kitchen. So why are they... So there's a couple of things, really, and that is, why are they trying to keep outside of the kitchen? It mentions a daemon, so I'm a little bit like, I'm intrigued. I feel like this one's a B tier for me, and I think I'm fairly confident that that's B tier. I don't think that's going to push anything out of their way, hopefully. We'll see. The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Look, I didn't want to be a half-blood. I never asked to be the son of a Greek god. That's an intense promise. That is an intense promise, and this is the thing, right? I'm annoyed that I've got this one so early, because I think this is a really, really good one, and I want it, but I've got 2 spots in S tier, and I don't know if I can put this in S tier, but I really want to put it in S tier because I know that to me, that's a really intense promise. I'm going to put it in A tier. I'm sorry, Lightning Thief, if nothing beats you. You came too early, and... Stormfront by Jim Butcher. I heard the mailman approach my office door half an hour earlier than usual. I don't like it because it says office. That's bad, isn't it? I shouldn't really be... It's only one... It's not the actual book, though. I'm not judging the book because I've never read the book. But at the minute, from that one line alone, I'm not getting much fantasy-related stuff. I've got a slight question, but it's not awful. Or is it? Is it just not right? Because I don't want to put it in C and then suddenly something is better. It's going to go in D because I feel my instinct is telling me that, look, it's a perfectly fine opening title, opening line, but I feel like there's going to be stuff out there that's better than it, and it only sets up this idea that there's a question as to why the mailman arrived early. It doesn't tell me anything about the world, doesn't tell me anything about the character, other than the fact he's got an office, which, you know, could mean anything. Yeah, I'm firmly 100% in D, because I just don't think I can risk something else coming up that's better than it and end up in D. The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. Everyone loves The Blade Itself, and I've never read it, so yeah, this is going to be sort of my first impression. Logan plunged through the trees, bare feet slipping and sliding on the wet earth, the slush, the wet pine needles, breath rasping in his chest, blood thumping in his head. Oh, that really brings me in. The emotion is very visceral. The character's doing something, we're like throwing straight in there. Okay, A or S? S is so hard to decide because I've only got 2 slots, and I really like the use of like the wet pine needles and breath rasping in his chest. I don't know, the whole tone of the story is set really well as well. Like, it feels grimdark just from that. Okay, I'm gonna S tier it. It made me excited. I would pick that up. I would continue reading that. Oh, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. This is going to be really controversial. I just know it is. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive are proud to say they are perfectly normal. Thank you very much. Going to D. I don't even have to think about it. Look, I'm sorry. I like Harry Potter. In fact, I love Harry Potter so much. I grew up on Harry Potter. The first line for me just doesn't capture J.K. Rowling's voice very well. Actually, I get the feeling that when she was writing it, that she was just kind of picturing Harry Potter to be a very Roald Dahl-esque series, and it just went in a completely different direction. For me, it just didn't set up enough intrigue. If I'm basing it on the first line alone, I just don't think it says anything. It says a lot about, like, Mr. and Mrs. Dursley, but frankly, I don't care about who they are, and I just want something more out of my fantasy rather than the fact that these people think they're not normal. Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Sometimes I worry I'm not the hero everyone thinks I am. I like this. How much do I like this? I like the character, whoever this is that's talking, and also, like, there's this idea of people have expectations of this person. There's a very heavy weight, and I want to know more about this heavy weight. I am going to put this one in C. C? Is it C or is it B? I'm going to go C because I don't know if there's better ones than this. Although it does do a really good job of making me like the character. Okay, we're going C. We're going C. There's no going back. There's no going back. The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. You know, only kind of like a hallmark of the genre. You know, see how this goes. The palace still shook occasionally as the earth rumbled in memory, groaned as if it would deny what had happened. I really like the kind of like allusion to like what's happened. I don't know what's happened. The palace is occasionally shaking, it's rumbling in memory, it's groaning, trying to deny something. In denial. All of these things are abstract concepts. Not really fully grounding me, but also giving me enough of a question. I think we're going to go with B. It's going to be B tier. I think it's going to be B. So, The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole, and that means comfort. Right. I'm getting feelings from it. I'm getting feelings. I like this Hobbit. I'm a bit like, imagine I didn't know what a Hobbit was. I'm intrigued by the Hobbit. There's an atmosphere. This one isn't, but it isn't giving me like an excitement. I'm not excited to read on. I'm intrigued, but I'm not excited. So I'm thinking that maybe this one is, how much have I got for B tier? Oh my goodness, I'm running out of B tier. I've only got 4 slots in each one, and there's no way, it's not an A for me. It's gonna go in, oh, I feel like I'm going to put it in B tier. I'm just doing it. It's going in B tier, and I'm hoping that no one gets messed about for that. But, like, yeah, for me, it generates intrigue, but it doesn't make me want to keep reading, per se. Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. She had been running for 4 days now. A harum-scarum tumbling flight through passages and tunnels. Okay, so she's running. What is she running from? I like the harum-scarum because it kind of, like, makes me realise that this is a bit of a... There's a quirky nature to this. It establishes a little bit of that. Through passages and tunnels, the location's kind of established a little bit. Oh, I don't think it's an A, though. I don't think it's a B, either. It's going into C. American Gods by Neil Gaiman. Shadow had done 3 years in prison. He was big enough and looked don't F with me enough that his biggest problem was killing time. It establishes a character, tells me that he's done some interesting things, and he's, I kind of want to see where this character goes. I think I want to spend some time with this character. I'm learning a lot about myself. With the Hobbit one, it was like, well, it establishes something cool about the world and some cool details, but it's not enough to make me keep going. But then you either put a character into action, apparently, or you give me an idea about the character that I'm going to be spending time with, and that actually keeps me around. So yeah, that is definitely an A tier. The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien, or Lord of the Rings, because that's where this begins. When Mr. Bilbo Baggins of Bag End announced that he would shortly be celebrating his 11th birthday with a party of magnificence, there was talk and much excitement in Hobbiton. Again, it's the same as The Hobbit, really. It establishes something interesting about the world, but we do get a character this time, and it's Bilbo Baggins, and we also get a bit like 11th birthday, he's definitely not human, so that's interesting. There's a lot of excitement. Do I want to go to the party? Part of me kind of does. I feel like this is a C tier. It's a C tier because I'm excited, but not really excited. So is that gone below? Oh no, hang on, wait a minute. That's going below The Hobbit, which is not good, but it's not an A tier one. It's gonna have to go. I would have actually put that above The Hobbit, but here we are. It doesn't matter, whatever. Fine, it's fine. The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. I've heard a lot of good things about this one, and I've never read any of it, so I have no idea yet. At the height of the long, wet summer of the 77th year of Sendavani, the thief-maker of Camor paid a sudden and unannounced visit to the eyeless priest at the temple of Preclandro, desperately hoping to sell him the Lamora boy. I love that one. It's good. Is it S tier? No, it's not quite up there with Joe Abercrombie's one. You just get much detail. There's like a lot about the world, and then I think what really made it A tier, it was originally like, oh, this is B tier, but then what made it A tier was that little like, to sell him the Lamora boy. There's something going on there that I want to know about. Why is he selling the boy? I want to see the point of view of the Lamora boy though, so who knows. I'm assuming that it's The Lies of Locke Lamora. We'd find out. I still don't know. I'm actually like not even clued in as to what goes on next. So I'm looking forward to picking up this book at some point. But yeah, it's an A tier. Part of me's thinking, is it an S tier? But I really don't want to waste S tier. But like I don't know how. I've got like loads left. Oh, this is definitely going in D. I already know. I've read this book and I don't like the opening, but I think it's just not aged well. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Once there were 4 children whose name were Peter, Susan, Edmund and Lucy. Look, C.S. Lewis, I'm really sorry. I know that this is just because you were writing a book at a different time, when books probably written a bit differently, but right now I just don't think that is enough to get you anything other than a D tier, which is, you know, The Magicians by Lev Grossman. Quentin did a magic trick. Nobody noticed. I can't, there's not enough there for me. It's got to go D. The Name of the Wind. It was night again. The Waystone Inn lay in silence, and it was a silence of 3 parts. Pretty. Very pretty. Where is the Waystone Inn? Is it, what does that make me feel about it? It's laying in silence, silence 3 parts. I'm really intrigued to find out what that means. There's not much in the way of character. It's definitely, is this our final C tier? Oh no, we've got 2 in C now. It depends, because if you like the flowery prose stuff, like Patrick Rothfuss is just the guy. He's amazing. His prose is brilliant. But for the first line, I'm not looking at the prose style. I'm looking at wanting to continue reading. Yeah, Name of the Wind is going to see because there's nothing about characters, and I don't, as I would be if it was about characters. So I apologise to anyone that loves Name of the Wind, but it's gotta go there. Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. A history of the 6 duchies is of necessity a history of its ruling family, the Farseers. I hate this one. I hate it. I hate that it's just a history thing. This one's going to go in D. It would go even below D if I could do below D, I would. Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Probably one of my favourite fantasy books that I've read so far. So we'll see. Calac rounded a rocky stone bridge and stumbled to a stop before the body of a dying thunderclast. Right, I like that a lot. I like that we're in action. We're riding the stony ridge, we're stumbling before a thing that's giving me intrigue. I don't think it's giving me enough to be able to put it in S, because I'm thinking of like the way Joe Abercrombie set that level, that bar for me. So I think that's going to be in B. Oh, I don't know, then do I know enough? I do know enough. I'm excited. Something's going on. It's a rocky stone ridge. And he's stumbling to a stop, and he finds something dying. No, make it A. We're going to go A. I'm 100% placing it in A. A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. We should start back, Guard urged, as the woods began to grow dark around them. The wildlings are dead. I'm going to make it a B, because I feel like there's enough in here that's sort of setting things out. Is it really below Percy Jackson? I think it is, because I'm not that excited. I like characters. That's what I'm finding from this. I like characters, or I like action. That's what I seem to like. So I've got 2 more left, which means I've got an S tier. I've got an S tier and a C tier. The Night Circus by Aaron Morgenstern. The circus arrives without warning. Whatever's next could be like, it's got to be S. So whatever I do, this has got to be S or C. And I don't know. Oh no, yeah, is it S? Yeah, S or C. What is? I don't know what's left. So like, it's gonna have to go. Oh no, it arrives without warning. There's a circus. It arrives without warning. I want to know more about the circus, right? I'm gonna put it in S tier. Let's see if I made the right choice. Got the last one. The Colour of Magic by Terry Pratchett. In a distant and second-hand set of dimensions, in an astral plane that was never meant to fly, the curling star mists waver and part. I think this would have been the S out of the 2. I made the stupid mistake. The Night Circus got an S for no reason, when it should have been, well, I mean, it probably should have been another, I don't know what it should have been, but I was forced, my hand was forced, so lovers of Terry Pratchett, please don't come after me with pitchforks, because my hand was forced. I am sorry. Scores on doors, really. I think actually I got Percy Jackson really early, and I wish that I hadn't, because I feel like I really like the Percy Jackson one, and I would have put it in S if it wasn't so early, but I was worried what was coming up. I've made some bad choices. And the thing is, right, Mistborn being so low, like, it really shouldn't have been low, should it? It shouldn't have been a C. Oh, no. Some of the, I mean, I'm actually very confident with a lot of my Ds. In fact, all of my Ds I'm confident with, but the C's and the B's and the A's, I think in particular, like, I think Percy Jackson got messed about here. Yeah, and Night Circus being S just doesn't sit well with me. Not after, there's so much better than it that came before, but That's how the dice rolled, isn't it? But of course, the first line isn't always the most important. There's tropes to consider too, which is why I have done tons of research and finally found the top 7 tropes that appear in fantasy, and I've broken it all down in this video here, so don't forget to check out that one next.